Hello, my name is Graham. I'm a product manager here at Turnkey, and I'm really excited to demo Turnkey Skills. So, skills are pre-built instructions that tell your AI assistant exactly how to use Turnkey. So you just describe what you want, and then your assistant will help run it. So in this demo, I'm going to show how to get started with Turnkey. So essentially connect Claude or your other AI assistant to your organization, have Claude then create a wallet, and then sign an example message to ensure that the flow is kind of working end to end. So with that, let's get started. I'm going to flip over here to the skills on our GitHub repo. So this is on our public GitHub repo. The easiest way for you to get started with the skills is just to clone them to your local and then point your Claude there. I would highly advise reading the README first. There's a lot of really important security warnings and just like guardrails that we have in place here. And best practices to follow. So as you connect Claude to a wallet that holds real funds, there's obviously lots of risk there. So please do proceed with caution. I have even my Claude on dangerously skip permissions right now. Again, do so at your own risk. This is safe to do because I'm just like in a demo organization. I don't have real funds in my wallets on here. But with that, let's get started. So I'm just going to ask Claude, hey, I just installed skills. Can you help me use the get started skill to help me get started? Really any prompt asking to get started should invoke this skill. But we're just going to let Claude run for a moment. Okay, so Claude is back. Really important, Claude is going to be giving me a security warning as described by the skills. So this is a really important kind of branch in the getting set up process. We think it's okay to use root user credentials when you're testing on like a test organization. We would not recommend using root user credentials, which will bypass the policies that you have in place, kind of setting the guardrails for your organization. We don't recommend giving those permissions to an autonomous agent, or really if you're administering like a prod organization that is very much so having real user funds in it. Just the risk is very high. But as you're exploring and like learning with Turnkey and testing it out, root user keys are just like lower the friction in order to do that. So I'm just going to tell Claude really quickly that I am administering or testing my own organization. Okay, so just reprompted Claude. Claude is now asking for the 3 environment variables for my Turnkey dashboard. So again, I'm going to give root user credentials, but please do so at your own risk. So if I flip over to the dashboard, I'm going to be able to see that I am the root user, right? I'm the administrator here. I'm able to set an API key here. So I already have like lots of API keys set up. I'm then going to go back, and then this is the point where you would give these, your public, your private key, your organization to the Claude environment. So I give this to my like global Claude environment file. Again, do so with what kind of best flow works for you. And now I actually already have these configured, so I'm just going to quickly tell Claude, hey, check like your environment. You should already have these. Okay, Claude's back. So I asked it to check its global config. It did, in fact, find the credentials that I'd already had configured. And in phase 1, our instructions say to check like who am I to verify the credentials, right? So it was able to authenticate me into my organization. So Graham Demo, very creatively named. And then it will look to create my first wallet. So this is all part of the getting started flow. So in my organization, I made it fresh, so I don't have any wallets. And now it's going to ask me which chains do I want to create my first wallet. So let's say EVM plus Solana, please. Okay, Claude's back, ran pretty quickly this time. I have my first wallet that Claude named for me with 2 addresses across EVM and Solana. If we flip to the dashboard really quickly, we can see that I just have 1 wallet. This was the one that was just created. And then we can see that I have 2 addresses derived from these. Okay, so let's go back to Claude. And then the next phase is optional, but it's going to do a test signature, right? So using the private keys of my wallet to then do a signature with my EVM address. So let's go, yes, please. let's do the test signature. Okay, and just like that, we have a successful signature. We can see the components of the signature right here, and we're actually all done with the setup flow. Okay, so with that, our getting started flow is completed, and we have Claude fully connected to our Turnkey organization. From there, the skills enable you to do lots and lots of different things. In our next demos, I'm going to demonstrate how the skills will guide you through setting up a wallet, which can be given to an autonomous agent for spending, and then also showing some of the more administrative governance tasks that you can use Claude to help with as well. So thanks for watching.